This is WDSU News This Morning.
In the meantime, it's watch and wait for shrimpers and commercial fishermen wanting to get back to work. The government has shut down parts of the Gulf for at least 10 days. Some still have been able to find work with BP, though, helping to clean up the spill. But some say that deal really isn't as good as it seems. WDSU News reporter Gina Swanson continues our team coverage this morning with more on those concerns.
Born and raised in this parish, been shrimping off and on all my life, honey.
Shrimper Elmer Rogers says the BP oil spill and now the shutdown of some fishing areas in the Gulf have put a dent in his pocket.
We have nothing. I sunk everything I own, $61,000 into one boat. One boat. And guess what? This is my first good season, and they destroyed it.
Still, many fishermen looking for work have signed up with BP to help put out containment boom, but Rogers says they've also signed away far more.
These young fishermen out here right now signing contracts instead of getting lawyers or waiting to see what BP is going to do, okay, they're giving up their rights. You put your boat on their job site, you're going to lose.
Rogers is talking about language in the contract that reads in part that the fishermen would hold harmless and indemnify BP exploration and production from all claims and damages. BP has gone on record saying it's a standard waiver, it's all a legal mix-up. But a federal lawsuit was filed Sunday on behalf of the fishermen, workers like Tran Nguyen and his wife who are eager to get back on the water.
I wait and wait and wait.
These commercial fishing boats will be docked for a while. Elmer Rogers says for now the fishermen could use a lifeline, especially when it comes to paying bills and supporting their families.
Look around. Put your camera out here and look around, honey. How are we going to pay it? They're all tied up. We're done.
On your side, Gina Swanson, WDSU News.
Well, the Deepwater Horizon disaster in the Gulf is raising serious health concerns as well, which has led to legal action. A group lawsuit has already been filed. Joining me live this morning is environmental attorney Stuart Smith. Stuart, good morning to you. Now, first of all, watching Gina's story there, what's your take on the contract that BP has offered to the fishermen?
We believe the contract was totally onerous, and as a matter of fact, on behalf of our client, the United Commercial Fishermen's Association, we filed a lawsuit yesterday. We had the federal courthouse accept our petition, and the Judge Ginger Barragan heard this matter, and BP is going to basically throw the old contracts out, and we hopefully will be negotiating a new contract today on behalf of all the responders that are working for BP in the spill. It was a great victory for the little guy, and it shows how well our civil justice system works for the fishermen and the people that really need it.
How many people do you have that you're representing?
Well, the United Commercial Fishermen's Association is several hundred shrimpers, and we have many, many other fishing clients that are being impacted, both commercial, sports fishermen, etc.
But do you expect more people to join?
Oh, yeah, obviously. Anybody that's economically impacted by this will join the longer it goes on.
Now, what kind of timeline are we looking at with reimbursements here?
Well, that's up to
or potential reimbursements, for that matter.
That's up to BP and the federal government. I mean, apparently there's a fund that's available to start paying these people almost immediately once the damages are proven up.
But realistically, what are your thoughts on that? Because these people need to pay their bills. You know, this is obviously their everyday work.
This is unprecedented. I mean, we really can't say, but since there is $1.6 billion sitting in a federal trust fund to pay these claims, I would assume that the Obama administration is rapidly trying to figure out ways to disperse that money to those people that really need it.
Well, hopefully a plan will follow through. Now, what kind of advice do you have for anyone who is seeking legal guidance or hopefully will get reimbursed for their losses because of this oil spill, in terms of maybe like saving receipts or things like that?
Keep track of your accounting information. Keep track of your expenses, and keep track and you know, be prepared to put a number on your losses. And that's what they're going to want to see. They're going to want to see tax returns. They're going to want to see income statements and other information.
All right, Stuart, we ran out of time, but I do want to mention you are holding a mask. What do you call it?
This is a volatile organic or an organic respirator. And anybody that's working on this spill, this is very, very important. And again, they're not talking about human health, which is something I've been looking at for the last week. Anybody that's smelling that spill and working on that spill needs to be wearing one of these. And if they're not, they're being exposed to dangerous chemicals.
All right, Stuart, thank you. Stuart Smith for joining us this morning.